stars! Welcome back to ARTlapse, a series where I share a time lapse of my art and we talk all about creativity because the artist behind the art is even more important than the art itself. Today we're going to be talking all about AI generated artwork. Are you ready? So I'm using the Dream app on my Samsung Android phone. Yes, I'm a Samsung user. And we're just typing in the prompt for today's art lapse. All right, now that we've got that all typed in, we have a variety of different art styles to pick and choose from, which is going to dictate the sort of output and aesthetic of our AI generated image. All right, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning into today's art lapse. We're done here. You have your art. Bing, bang, boom. Check you next time. Stay magical. Okay, everyone. Clearly, that was my attempt at a joke. I hope you all got it, but oh well, this is the internet. Some of you will, some of you won't. Moving forward, I mean no hate and no disrespect whatsoever to the AI generated app which I used as the example or any others. In fact, I just used it to sort of serve the example on my argument of whether artists should feel threatened by AI generated art. And my consensus is absolutely not. Like, come on, people. And let's get into exactly why. The first point, AI generated art, it's another tool. How many of you bet that there were a wave of traditional artists who found or currently find any of those of us who create digital art to be imposters, that we're not making real art? But we all know that's so not true, that digital art is just as valid. It's just another form, it's another tool. And that's the way that I see AI generated art, is I recognize its potential as a tool for the creative to direct and visualize and help assist us in the creations of our compositions, of our color palettes, and things of that nature. But as AI generated art exists right now, it still requires the creative to art direct the piece by writing in those prompts and to navigate the creation's birth. And so from that standpoint, I do use AI generated art sometimes when I need help just with quick visualizations of something that I wish to create as a prompt and as a style and a color palette and all things of those nature, and have recognized that it has a lot of power as a tool. So I challenge you to open your mind up to recognize the power of potential of it being another tool in your arsenal and not something to be afraid of. Point number 2, people care about the artist behind the art. People are really curious by nature, and they're curious about the backgrounds, biographies, upbringing, philosophy, mindset, point of view, perspective, culture, tradition, generational background, the history behind the making of the creative that could really mold and shape this vision into existence. It is not only just about the creation. We're so interested in the creator that we want to peer into what was the inner machinations that facilitated and birthed this vision into reality. And it's to the point that when we find out things about the creator, when we love their creation so much, that is like shameful or just outright offensive and we are repulsed by it, it can change the relationship that people have with the creation. That's how powerful the idea of an artist behind the art is. We aren't not just curious about the puppet show in the theater. We want to know about who's pulling the strings behind the curtain. Point number 3 is that art is a conversation, and it's a conversation that's been ongoing since the dawn of humanity. We are natural born storytellers where we want to share what's shaped us, the lessons we've learned, and pass on different stories and perspectives and point of views that provide insight and connection among the universal themes of experience and existence that we all experience in one way, shape, or form or another. And that is why it's such an important thing of the humanity within the art, that unless there is humanity within the art, it's not something to feel threatened by, because it's lacking that. Now, I've heard the argument from individuals that their main beef with AI generated art is how it rips apart different reference images on the internet of different artists' artwork without giving credit to compose the generated imagery. Now, my argument with that is, it's like the line that Picasso said is, great artists steal. And the idea of that, as I've spoken before on this channel, is that we are the culminations of our inspirations, and that crafts our point of view and perspective, which filters all of our inspirations into one. We can create something of our own unique essence that is our point of view. But we do not live in a hollowed out vacuum where we are not constantly influencing each other. And if we find ourselves to be so special in the art world, that is borderline hubris and egoic, where we lose the perspective that art is an ongoing conversation throughout from the dawn of time. Now, I'm not meaning to disrespect or invalidate anyone who has experienced art theft, because that is a very real, concerning issue. I'm speaking more on the nature of how we are a blender of our experiences, our inspirations, our aesthetic, and that is the way that I see AI generated art creates, is by blending up these inspirations to create something new, just this as similarly as we artists do. Point number 4 is that you are a divine channel. Always remember this. I have plenty of videos talking about this concept, but I believe creation and creativity is a part of our purpose as humans on this planet, because we're constantly manipulating energies and creating our visions into reality all around us. We are all creatives in some way or another. I have plenty of videos in ARTlapse if you want to dive further into this concept. But remember, you are a divine channel, channeling ideas and thoughts and themes and universal messages through you into your art, through your own unique experience and point of view. And that is something that AI cannot replicate, because AI does not have a human experience. And it's my personal belief that it's the humanity of our art that connects us all as creators and creatives on this planet. Point number 5 is, don't forget the power of your intuition. And that is what this comic is all about with Mossy and the Mosslings. It's that little voice inside of you that contains such wisdom and fruitfulness and value and light and hope and optimism and all the beautiful things that exist inside you, that we need to turn our focus towards, to start really valuing. Because once we recognize our own unique inherent value, we can recognize we are not in competition with anyone, that we are special, unique unto ourselves, that no one can replicate what we create, because it is based on our own heart and soul's wisdom. And the more we value something like our own unique essence, the less we can fall prey to the voices of fear. So really, if there's one thing I wanted you to take away from this, is value yourself. Value your art. Find peace in knowing no one can replicate you, your life, your experiences, your beliefs, by recognizing your own unique essence and value that only you can bring to the table and not some silly little AI algorithm. Believe me, when I saw the video on YouTube of this guy creating a graphic novel in 6 hours when Magikats The Mystery of the Moss, which has a little Magikats Spooktacular sale going on, so go ahead and check that out, took me 2 years to create. And I know there's other better apps that are like more inspirational and influential, like Midjourney, but I feel like my points still stay the same regardless, because I believe the nature of life and humanity is evolution and expansion. And so AI generated art actually opens the door for more creatives to birth their visions. It makes creativity accessible to an even wider and greater population of the earth. And I personally believe this world could use more dreamers. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It seriously helps out the channel. Do you have a question or a request for our next ARTlapse? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, stay magical.